Welcome guys to the MIMS podcast. I'm your lovely host today, Janet, and today I'm joined by Sharif.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me.
Welcome Sharif.
Nice to be here. Nice to be back here.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I'm alright. Nice to be back somewhere which feels
Familiar.
Partly familiar and partly like home. You know, see some familiar faces. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want to tell the viewers and listeners about yourself? Let us know a bit about yourself.
God, I've never done this before.
There's a first time for everything.
So, where do I start? I'm from South London, 23 years old. Obviously, my name's Sharif Lanray. And yeah, back in 2019, I went on Love Island. Obviously, if you know, you know. There was controversy around, you know, my
We're
time.
going to get into that.
Yeah, there was controversy around my time on Love Island. But yeah, apart from that, I'm a rugby player and a chef. And yeah.
Oh, do you still play rugby?
Yeah, I play semi-pro rugby now, yeah.
And tell us a little about the chefing industry. Do you still...
So I got into... No, definitely not at the moment. It's more of like a freelance thing for me at the moment. Since I come off Love Island, I've just kind of done like private chef work and like at 5 stars and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely not full time or something I want to do full time because it's actually hard. It's physically taxing as well, and to do semi-pro and upwards rugby and be a chef is just like not really plausible. So, yeah.
So you see the way when you were in the villa for, how long were you in there for? A week?
I was in there for 11 days.
11 days.
Yeah.
So when you came back on the outside, how did that like affect your rugby playing? Because you were out of practice for like 11 days. That's a long time for an athlete.
To be honest, it wasn't. It wasn't so much me being away or away from training for 11 days. Because the season had ended at the time I was going on the show anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, it's more just the fact that, you know, I got dragged into the scene and doing what I was doing, personal appearances, all of this stuff that just kind of took me completely away from rugby. Yeah. But yeah, as you said, we'll get into that.
Yes, we will. Yeah. I took it to my Instagram to ask people to ask me questions that things they want to learn about you.
Okay.
And the most asked question, of course, was why did you get booted off Love Island?
Okay.
You knew that was coming up.
Yeah,
100%.
I knew that was coming off. So basically, let me make this long story very, very short. I was play fighting with Molly May. I'd like thrown a little kick, like not to hit her. We were just like kind of mimicking, like hitting each other, like doing this crazy karate thing. And then I'd thrown a kick towards her, and she'd moved towards me at the same time. And my leg did actually connect with, you know, her groin, but it wasn't like I'd kicked her, and it wasn't hard, or she wasn't hurt. Then I joked about it. If you know what I said. And then... do you want to tell the viewers just... Nah. It's easily findable, do you know what I mean? It's easily findable. If you want to know, you can do your research and it won't be long. It'll be like 5 seconds. But yeah, that happened. And then the next morning, I got called up into the beach hut by one of the producers to meet 2 executive producers. And they were just like, yeah. Do you think they were just like grilling me about the whole situation, like what happened last night? Do you think it was okay? It was a violation of code of conduct, this, that, and the other. We're gonna remove you from the villa. How do you feel about it? Do you agree that like it was wrong? Do you know what I mean?
Did you agree?
I didn't like actively agree, but I didn't disagree. So they kind of just like went with their plan. So it's a thing where people have to remember I'd been drawn out of bed no more than 2 minutes ago.
No way.
Whilst I was having this conversation, like literally 2 minutes ago.
So like it was late. It was late at night, early in the morning.
As I've said before, there's no clocks in there, so you don't even know what time it is. But my guess was it was like 4 a.m. And yeah, they drew me into the beach hut, and yeah, I'd woken up no more than 2 minutes ago, and yeah, I'm getting grilled about all these things. So it wasn't like I was in any mental state to put up a fight anyway. So yeah. That's what happened. That
is wild.
Yeah.
And have they like ever reached out to you to kind of discuss it further?
Yeah, they've reached out to me. It's not like, actually they haven't reached out to me, but they've done everything, you know, that they promised to do on paper.
Like you mean like therapy? And
therapy.
So the stuff that they had to do.
The stuff that they had to do to kind of like tick boxes and like, you know, save their asses if anything did backlash properly.
Yeah.
You know.
Was that not such a scary and odd experience for you? Because like you were in the villa for 11 days, then you fly back home to England, and then I assume there's like journalists at the airport waiting for your arrival. Was that not a bit wild?
That was a whole other story. So basically, I'd come back and ITV gave me security for 7 days.
Okay.
Security that doubled up as a driver. Anywhere I wanted to go, like if I wanted to go see my friends, which I did on like the first or second night, I had to have the driver take me there, driver/security. So that was weird at first, and then I kind of got used to that for like the last 4 days. But yeah, the paparazzi part, when I got to the airport, yes, there was paparazzi, but that wasn't really so much the problem because the drive from the airport all the way to your house is not really like you're going to have paparazzi following you the whole time. But the next day, there was like 12 paparazzi cars outside my house, parked up,
seriously?
like reporters waiting for me like to make any step outside of my house. You seen at my window, like I had to have I had to have like my curtains drawn in my room like 24/7 for like a whole week.
No, that must have been wild.
Until I told my story, and then it kind of died down.
Okay.
And then,
How long after did you get to finally tell your story?
I think it was like 3-4 days.
3-4. Okay, not too long.
But that's a long time when you've come back and like thinking about it. For me, it actually was 3-4 days, but for me in that situation, it felt like way longer.
Oh really? Yeah.
You know, when you're like getting all the fans' messages and you're getting the negative comments and you're getting people wanting to ask you to do interviews, like it's not like when I woke up the next day at home, or even when I got home on the day of my arrival back in London, it wasn't like a normal day for me. It wasn't like I could relax like for a long extended period of time or anything like that. It was just like constantly, you know, the internet kind of thing.
Yeah. So like, were you contracted not to say anything for a certain amount of days? Because since you did have, you know, paparazzi outside your house, I assume you didn't mention anything about it until it was like allowed. Was there a certain period that you weren't allowed to speak about?
No. So basically, I was gonna speak about my situation anyway because you know, like.
But are you allowed to?
You can't tell me not to speak about what happened, like what actually happened. You know what I mean?
But do you not sign like a contract to say otherwise?
Inside the villa, okay. If I came out and I was like, I'll still talk about stuff that happened inside the villa. But if I came out and I was just like blasting all the like production process and all of that, then that's a different story. Yes, they probably would have pulled me up. But if I'm just talking about my exit and how you kicked me off, then you can't really draw me up on that. But yeah, you can't draw me up on that. I'll still speak about that.
Yeah. Do you think it was fair? What happened? Like, do you, looking back at it now, do you still agree that was fair? What do you think?
Okay, I'll just say this. I don't really care whether it was fair or not. It happened. It's, you know, I got positives from it. I got negatives from it. Like, I probably would say all in all, I got more positives than negatives from it.
That's good.
And yeah, I would say another thing is, like, I'm young, so it's not like I saw it as a career finisher. I just saw it as, okay, cool, you've got a platform now. It may not be for the best reasons, but you've got to take some time and remold yourself into a person that can actually do something with this platform, like meaningful. Because, you know, build on a rampage for 6 months, which is what I did, which is what every islander does, of like doing posts, like paid posts and personal appearances and all of this stuff. It's like basically companies just, you know, using your page to build their brand. It's not like you're building anything for yourself at the same time. So yeah, I kind of got to a point where I had to like check my identity and just say, okay, cool, you need to take, you're 20 years old, the youngest person that's gone on the show is 19, same thing. Like, you have loads of time on your side, just take a couple years out, you know.
Yeah.
And
find yourself. So what do you do now? Like, is it, like you said, rugby and chef, so that's what you're kind of on at the moment?
So yeah, that's what I'm on at the moment. Like, that's my day to day. Obviously I do other things on the side that, you know, maybe I'll talk about in the future. But for now, just kind of serves me well, so I just keep it to myself. But yeah, rugby and
chef.
Being a chef is my day to day.
So you're not really in that influencer industry as much as you once were. You're kind of out of it.
You know what it is? I feel like you always have an influence, but I'm not attached to the influencing world. Like, I've probably not done any paid posts for over a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, over a year. So it doesn't like pay me. It doesn't. I'm not crying if I don't have certain numbers and all of that. Like I can disappear. I can focus on myself. I don't have to do all of that to pay the bills. Like I'm 23 years old. I'm sure that will come. If I do the right things now, I just feel like I could be 27, 28, and the right things will come. I could get all of that, and it'll be meaningful.
Yeah.
Rather than just selling myself.
Yeah, makes sense. Going back to that whole situation that happened in the villa, has like Molly May reached out to you to kind of just,
Nah.
Not at all?
No, I'm not disappointed about it. Like, to be 100% honest, I feel like she could have reached out, but if I was her, so much was happening for her when she came out. Like,
yeah, but
the least of her worry. Okay, cool. The least of her worries was to like reach out to me.
Yeah, I get.
I know she could have just sent a message and we still follow each other on socials and all of this stuff, but yeah,
okay.
I'm not disappointed.
Cause your exit was so crazy. I remember one day I was just like, hold up, where's Sharif gone? Like, he just disappeared. It was just, and then like you never got mentioned again throughout the season. Like, I don't know, I expected for there to be some sort of conversation like, oh, it's really sad that Sharif is gone. Like, even just a small mention, but not at all. It's like just vanished. Like you were just gone.
So with that, I mentioned this before, but basically, long story short, I had a campaign which I was called up for. Fashion campaign, and with your contract, as you spoke about earlier, ITV tie in things like they have sponsors. Like, for example, if their sponsors Boohoo for that season, you can't really wear like any of their competitors. If it's like H&M, then you can't wear Boohoo, stuff like that. So for like, I think it's 2 months or 3 months, you can't do any of that. Like, or they can draw you up on it if you go heavily against like their sponsors or whatever. But basically, I had this fashion campaign, and to go on that fashion campaign, I had to like tear up my contract with ITV. Now, I don't think I would have been mentioned anyway. And again, I'm just going to put this out there because I don't think I've put this out there before. They're still using my face on the show.
What do you mean?
I haven't even seen it myself because I don't watch the show, but I've heard a lot of people close to me just say, they're still using like your clip of like you, the sunglasses and stuff like that on the show. Yeah, like for advertising purposes. Anyway, I'll get to that. But yeah, like I had to tear up my contract to go on the campaign, so I don't think they would have brought me on After Sun or any of the extras anyway, but yeah, it definitely wasn't going to happen after I torn that up, so yeah.
But like, especially if they're still using you now, would you not be able to kind of like pull them up on it? I know you're not going to waste your time doing it, but you're not thinking
I'm not going to talk about soon, because too many people have told me about this, and like, I think it was last year, someone told me, okay, cool, they're still using your stuff. I thought, okay, cool. But like 2-3 years down the line, like, yeah, but soon.
Yeah, definitely. I would if I were you. So how did you get scouted, or did you apply for the series?
Oh, this is like the weirdest story ever. So basically, I was working on Leather Lane at the Salad Kitchen, like proper humble, legit job. Like I was pulling carts like for like 1 mile from one location to the other, just proper like grafting.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that job for maybe I think about 3-4 months, and then there's this like Chinese, so it's on a strip with loads of food stalls, and all the like office workers, that's where they go to get their lunch and get their breakfast, whatever. And then there's this Chinese place on that strip which I used to go after working exchange food with. So I went there, basically had a conversation with the lady. She was making my food. I got my food, and then I turned to my left, and there's literally 2 ITV executives, and they're like, sorry, we've been trying to get your attention for a sec.
So what were they doing? Like, hi!
Yeah, but I didn't even notice any of that. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, we've been like calling you for like a minute now. Basically, we're 2 executives from ITV. Have you ever heard of the show Love Island? I was like, yes. And then they were like, are you single? Would you like to come for an interview? I was like, yeah, cool. Took my number now. As soon as I go in to eat my food, which I've gotten, I've literally opened it up and I've got a message on WhatsApp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I swear down, like 30 seconds.
Quick.
That quick.
Was fast.
And I explain all of this at the end of the story. But yeah, so I got a message on WhatsApp now, and they're saying, yeah, can you come for an interview after work? I was like, okay, cool. Can I go home and shower and change? But it's like, no, just come straight.
They're like, come in your work clothes.
Honest to God, yeah, I'm pulling carts, I'm sweaty, like, and they've seen me. So on one hand, I'm thinking, okay, cool. If I'm at my worst and they've scouted me, then okay, cool, whatever. I'll just go do the interview. But on another hand, I was thinking, yeah, you know, if this ever gets put out or whatever, because at that time I didn't know what the interview was for, but it was like the first interview. You have to do like 3 different taped interviews that get sent to the ITV bosses, and then you go through whatever. I'm not going to talk too much about their process before they, you know. And then, yeah, so I did the interview straight after work, and then, long story short, 2.5 weeks later, I'm on a flight. Now, a lot of people have to like apply for Love Island, like go through months, nearly a year of interviews and like the whole process, send their CV, this, that, and the other. Apparently, I got scouted because I found out when I came off the show, one of my boys plays for Reading Football Club, or played for Reading Football Club, and his colleague, basically another athlete, black, my height, whatever demographic you want to say they wanted to get, pulled out because Reading said to him, it's either football or you do
Love Island.
Love Island.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why they scouted me so quick, and that's why 2.5 weeks later I'm on a flight to the villa.
You think so?
Yeah, no, that's literally the reason. That's literally the reason. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So you were like second, like did you like second best or?
No, yeah, let's see what you did there, but yeah, it's fine. Cool, if I was second best, I'll happily be second best because that's changed my life.
It's giving you a platform,
yeah, it's
you know,
changed my
happily.
life. I'm not going to be, you know, prideful in that aspect, like, I should have been first, this is that and the other, but there's no way. Love Island is ITV's, like, biggest show.
Yeah,
like, the
100%.
revenue that goes into that is just massive, do you know what I mean? So there's no way 2.5 weeks before the show they don't have a certain demographic of contestant. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, cool, that is the reason.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They need at least one every year, two.
Yeah.
That's the way it's been and the way it will forever stay. So how did you do you still keep in contact with any of the Islanders?
Nope.
Not single.
I talked to Amber.
Oh really?
Yeah, I talked
That's
to Amber.
nice.
Amber's my girl, but yeah, apart from that, no.
Really? Not even like what about Islanders from the other seasons? Because I always see like current, like past Islanders always want to stay current, so they kind of cling on to current Islanders.
Yeah.
Did that happen with you? Like, did any of the past Islanders try to cling on to you when you left the villa?
It wasn't even cling on to them. I was actually hanging with these boys, like
Really?
quite a
Friends?
lot. Yeah, like when I came off. So basically, it's weird because I was the second person to come off the show.
Who was first?
Callum.
Oh yes.
That's a good guy as well. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I hope he's well. But yeah, so I was the second person to come off the show. But what was unique for me is I went on that campaign, and that campaign had so many people in it from like past seasons, like, you know, Kaz, Adam Collard, like so many people, like big names that I just like chilled with them for a week. So it was like,
it just naturally became a friendship.
Yeah, where all the boys had to come off the show, or like all the people had to come off the show and like do events to meet these people. I was just lucky enough to, like, a week after me coming off, they were just like, yeah, you're going on a fashion campaign with all these people. So I kind of, it's not that they clung on to me, I actually kind of knew them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Kind
so
of built into like a friendship, but you don't speak anymore?
I wouldn't say that.
Oh really?
No, I wouldn't say that. It's not a friendship, but yeah. Like,
so you don't speak to any of them?
I know them and they know me. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we saw each other, it's cordial, it's good times, but I wouldn't say we're friends, no.
Yeah, just acquaintances.
Yeah.
Just know each other.
Yeah.
What about, like, you know the way you don't know the time in the villa? So like, I've heard all of your phones are like different times. Is that true? Or
they're not all different times.
There's
just no. So basically, it's a phone which is specially developed to just have like 3 apps, and I think 2 or 3 apps if I can think of the third one. It's a messaging app where you can receive text and only text other Islanders. Picture app, so that you know all those pictures that they take and stuff like that. That's where they get them from their phones, when they take them. And I can't remember the third app. But yeah, the messaging app is like, oh, I've got a text.
Did you just actually like text each other in the villa now? Did you actually use it?
No, not really.
No.
Because do you know what it is? That's like worse than. Obviously, they get your whispers on camera. Yeah. But to text, like, they'll put that up on screen and
you're
not coming back from that. So yeah, no one really texts each other. It's kind of mad,
Have you been watching the current Love Island at the moment?
I've caught like the last week I've caught like 2 episodes, but apart from that I haven't watched it.
So you're not. So I can't really ask you many questions about that because you haven't really been into it.
No.
So like, would you know anybody like, you know? I feel like everyone knows Davide.
Davide, Ekansu, Ikenna. I now know India and the new guy. I can't remember his name.
There's loads of new guys.
The new black guy. He's recoupled with India.
Deji.
Yeah, Deji.
Yeah. That's it.
That's about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, do you have any opinions on like? I'm gonna say Davide and Ekansu since you said you know the 2 of them. But like, have you got any opinions on them since you've watched like 2 or 3 episodes? You haven't gotten to gather enough intel.
One, nah.
Yeah.
Like, I could make my comments based on what like social media's told me, but then like who would that be? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. So we're gonna play a little game. Okay. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? I have it. I'll show you it on my phone, and he's gonna pop it onto the screen. But it is called Lips, Love or Leave. So yeah, you kind of get the vibe of the game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. You have to give me a bit of detail with your answers, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Let me find the first one. Okay, so this is the one with Jasmine.
Lips, Love or
Tasha.
Leave.
Yeah, and since you haven't watched the new series, you
yeah.
haven't watched the new series, you can only base it off their looks because you wouldn't know their personality. Okay. Well, it's just a light-hearted little game, okay?
Let's do it.
Right, out of these 3, this is Tasha, Afia, and Jasmine. What would you say?
Well, I've got to pick Lips, Love or Leave for one of, like, I've got to give each of them one of them.
Yeah.
So I can't give one of them, like 2 of them.
If you want to give 2 of them, go on.
Like the same one.
If you want to. If you don't want to be mean, go on.
Based purely
on looks.
Based purely off of looks. Can I just...
Yeah, go on. You're really gathering the intel, aren't you? But if you guys have any questions as well, you can feel free.
It would just have to be a Lips with all of them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to say leave to any of them, so yeah, it'll just have to be a Lips.
Okay, so he's lips to all of them. I hope you don't say
don't
lips.
say it like that. Don't say it like that. What the hell? Don't say it like that. But yeah, let's carry on.
I hope you don't say that for every single person now. Let's get juicy. Let's really get into it.
It might be the case.
Dig the claws into it.
Cool.
These 3 here.
Which ones?
Oh no, so this is Ekansu, Gemma. What? Don't be scared. Don't be shy.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to wait. That's Yan.
No, because he can. Her name is Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Oh,
okay.
Sorry, Cheyenne. But yeah, no, that's not really my type. So I'm gonna have to leave Cheyenne, even though.
What is your type actually?
Even though she's beautiful. Okay, it's not that I don't. It's not that I have a type, but I know what I don't. Put it this way: you can always find out what you want from what you don't want. Do you know what I mean? So
you wouldn't be like blonde, blue eyes type of girl.
See, I'm not counting them out, but that's just not necessarily. Oh man, I don't want to have to get all what's his name, Andrew Tate in here. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to get all Andrew Tate in here, like saying things that I can't take back and nah. But basically, that's just. Sorry, your phone's off. That's just not really my type. So yeah.
Okay, so then we have Ekansu and Gemma left.
Ekansu, I've heard, has developed into a more decent person than at first seen. So I would probably just Lips. And I don't know who that is, but
Gemma, Michael Owen's daughter.
Oh yeah, she's holding Love as well, and I was gonna say Love, so yeah, I'd have to give her a bit of love.
Okay, next up we have Antigone, China, and Summer.
Okay.
He's like He's like
Okay.
Damn, you're really taking this seriously, aren't you?
I would probably Lips, whoever that is at the top.
Antigone, guys.
And Love. See, the names are covered.
Summer, and that's China.
Yeah, I'd have to give her some love.
Okay, this is the last one. This is the last one. This is the one with India, Paige, Amber, guys.
Love for India, even though I've heard some. I've heard what you've been doing. Yeah.
She's actually been good, you know. It's her other half that's been moving a bit mad.
Oh, so she ain't been moving mad.
Not really.
Okay, alright, cool. India, you can get some love. Lips whoever that is in the middle, and then love for whoever that is at the bottom. I like her energy in that photo.
Energy.
Yeah, I like her energy in that photo.
You can tell from the
Yeah,
pic.
yeah.
Okay, so that's Lips, Love and Leave with Sharika, guys.
Yeah. Jesus.
You know what do you guys eat in the villa? Because we never actually see you guys eating other than breakfast. Like I've heard stuff about like McDonald's and stuff.
Nah.
No?
Nah. Like I think there's like a pizza night, but you don't get like McDonald's, no, that would just be too stressful like for them to order. But yeah, I think we had a pizza night and the food's actually pretty good, you know.
Really?
Yeah, like obviously
seasoned.
Yeah, do you know what it is? It's not seasoned like me and you. Do you know what I mean? But it's decent. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're out in Spain, in the middle of nowhere, like they've actually hired decent chefs. Like it was like, you know, grilled chicken and like lots of veg and like it's like 5 different options of veg, like 2-3 different options of meat, a vegetarian option. Do you know what I mean? So it was actually pretty nice and it tasted pretty good.
That's good. So there was like a chef that came in and cooked for you, or was
Didn't
it like
come in.
already cooked and then they'd bring it in for you?
So again, I'm not going to talk about their setup too much, but basically they have a chef and the food's transported directly to the villa. Okay. But it's quick.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, adding it up. So they're probably next to each other.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I was like,
so,
wait, what? Okay, I'm understanding.
Bring it straight into the villa, put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What do you guys do on your down days as well? Because like you have that whole day where you're off camera, chilling. What do you actually do? Are you allowed to talk about that?
We don't have I can. We don't have days where we're off camera, by the way.
Oh really?
No.
I thought that's what your down days were.
No. You don't have one single minute off camera. Like, put it this way.
Not every cameras in the toilets.
There's no cameras in the toilet.
Okay,
there's cameras in the bathroom, but
okay.
Basically the toilet and the shower have like frosted glass, neck height below, so they can see you. Like, you know, you can see everyone showering and stuff, but they can't obviously see anything that it's not meant to be seen. But yeah, every second is like recorded. That's how they want it to be, but they're not going to obviously use certain parts. Yeah. You know. But yeah, in your downtime, I don't know, you just go gym with the boys, you know, have a chat, maybe have a nap. I was having loads of naps. But yeah, just like, there's not really much to do. Yeah. But yeah, then you might get called to do the quick, what's it called, the challenges. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me. Did you guys not get sick of each other? Like, you're literally there with them all day, all night. Did you just not kind of get like sick of each other?
No, for how many people's in the villa, there's enough space.
Yeah.
To like get away from people if you want to.
And just have some chill time on your own. Yeah, so you don't get sick of each other, you just have time to kind of just chill out and just be by yourselves. But what do you do on your own? Like, you know, you can't use your phone. Are you writing? Like, you don't have diaries to write in. Like, what are you doing?
It's a good question. Like, outside of gym, like the days don't go slow, but they like, you have a lot of pastimes, you know what I mean? So you might go in the pool, like you might spend a couple hours of your day, 3 hours of your day like getting ready with the boys. You might spend like an hour of your day going to the gym with the boys. You might spend like 2 hours of it eating off camera. Oh yeah, that's off camera. Lunch and dinner is off camera. But also when you're at lunch and dinner, you can't talk about anything to do with the show. So you can have chat about like home and all of that stuff, but you can't like, you start talking about anything juicy, they'll start saying, like you'll hear a voice either over the radio with one of the producers that's talking, or you'll hear it on the mic, like, yeah, stop talking.
Oh wow, really? Yeah. So they're like, guys, stop, like literally. Oh wow, that is wild. What about when you get up in the morning? Like, you always have glasses on. Like, I'm like, no way the lights are that bright, not a chance.
Yeah, but you just look effed sometimes. You know what I mean? You just look effed as well. So you're just trying
to hide the face.
Yeah, your eyes are sensitive, or you're just trying to like cover up the fact that you're a bit mashed. So
yeah, I get what you mean. And who won in your year again? Oh, it was Amber and Greg.
Amber and Greg.
And were you kind of like rooting for them when you left the villa?
Yeah.
Yeah, really, 100%.
100%.
I was rooting for Amber, but
yeah, I was rooting for Amber. I'll clear it out because I don't know Greg.
Greg, exactly. He was there for 2 seconds and then he won. I kind of felt like, yeah, that was a bit wild. But so have you not watched any seasons after your own season?
I watched a bit of Winter.
with like Paige and Finn and stuff, I think.
Yeah, and Ched and all of them people.
Yeah, and that was the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one I really watched.
Oh, really?
But that was the last. That was the only one in between this one and.
No. I remember the one with Kaz and Tyler.
Was that another winter one?
That was a winter one because they didn't do one.
So they've done two winter ones.
They've done
See,
two
that's why I'm
winter
getting
ones.
confused.
So this is
Okay,
the
cool.
third one.
Yeah,
after
because I know
yours now.
Kaz and all of them lot. But yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched the one with like Ched and a lot, and then yeah, I've caught a couple episodes of this one.
And did you watch Love Island before your season or
Nope.
no?
No, I did my research after I knew I was going on, but yeah, no, I didn't watch it. Don't
Same.
watch reality TV.
Your season was the first one I watched. I was like,
Everyone says that.
I don't know. The first one, second one, I feel like there was still hype growing around it.
Yeah.
And then, boom, your season, everyone's like, oh, Johnny, you need to watch it, so good. I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. I've been hooked since.
Yeah.
So, yeah, your season set it all off for me. Set it all off.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, off you go.
I've got two questions, and the first one would be, what did you think of the task? You know the one where you're transferring food from mouth to mouth?
Oh God.
What did you think of that task?
First of all, was I on that task?
I don't know, were you?
Right.
How many challenges did you do?
Because that sounds familiar, you know.
You might
I
have
was just about to say I haven't even done that, but I think I might have, you know.
I think
If
you did spit
do
stuff
it
in
then,
Anna's mouth.
if you did do that task,
That's
what was
disgusting.
you like, thought of it? Is that-
Yeah, that's disgusting. Do you know what it is with the challenges? You know, like, okay, cool. I understand why ITV at the time, I was like 20 years old and a bit like, just not trying to have it. But a couple of the challenges that I was just like, what? We're going to do what? I was
Yeah.
like, nah, I'll sit this one out. And they're just like, yeah, you have to. I was just like, no, I don't. I'm going to sit this out. But yeah, it got to the point where I was just like, yeah, like I'm on reality TV, I kind of have to just, you know.
You gotta
go
do
with
it.
But yeah, that's disgusting. Like anything like that, and I can't even think of the other ones, like the sucking toes one, and like all of that stuff is just strange, man. Like, nah. Like there's boundaries, and you got to respect certain boundaries. Like it's not like they asked me before I went on the show, like would I suck toes or spit, or have other people spit food in my mouth. They didn't ask me that question, so yeah, nah.
That's hilarious.
No.
Yeah.
Like, my second question is, like, whilst you was in the island, like, what was your favourite task you done whilst in the island?
What challenge?
Yeah, the challenge. Yeah.
Put sucking toes on.
You know it is, yeah.
Yeah,
This is, I don't even want to bring this up again, but I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real with it. You see the one where we rode the bull? We had to As weird as it looked, yeah, for me to be up there, you know, topless, like riding a bull and throwing rings on a thing. It was actually fun, you know. Like, I'd never ridden a bull before. Most of the boys had never ridden a bull before, and like, yeah, throwing the rings on the thing at the same time. Yeah, I would say that was the most fun one. All the other ones were kind of like, you get to see it edited, but we're standing outside in the heat, all topless, like skinny shorts on for like 3 hours trying to film that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit mad.
Yeah. I hear that the filming process takes a while. Like even for
Crazy
recoupling,
long.
you have to get up and down, do it again, say it again, da da.
It's crazy long because there's no oh okay cool we'll go to bed and then oh we missed something. Like if they think they missed something, you're doing it again until they've got it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And how late? I know you don't know the time, but like
Couldn't tell you.
late,
Couldn't tell you.
early waking up. It looks bright and early when you're up.
I couldn't tell you when. Basically, this is a weird like thing I'm about to say, but because sunrise times differ so much, but sunset times like differ slightly less. I could only tell you like when we kind of went to bed. I can't really
Okay.
tell you when we woke up.
Okay.
Like it could have been
Anytime.
because it's just hot when you wake up. It could have been 2 p.m. It could have been 8 a.m. It could have been I don't know, but I never really felt like morning air.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
So I feel like we were going to bed at like 4 a.m. a couple hours before sunrise, and then like they were waking us up at like 1 p.m. and we were shooting like that. Yeah.
And like, so you know when they wake you up and like say someone wants to have a lie-in, like do they proper like keep getting at you until you wake up? Do they get up
You
now?
can't have a lion.
No.
See, you can have you can't have a lion. You can't have a lion. You can't have a lion. Like when you first wake up, you cannot like stay in bed. But and that really pissed me off. I used to be like one of the last people in bed.
Really? It's
For
like,
like For like the first 3-4 days, and then I realised how jarring it was, and I was like one of the first people up. I was just like, yeah, let's just get this over with.
yeah.
But you can have naps and that, but yeah, if they need you up for a certain thing, you can't.
You're getting up.
Yeah, you can't be asleep.
I've been napping all day, especially in
Yeah.
that heat. Like, they just have fans and stuff. Cause oh my gosh, like this London weather is hot. Like, let alone where were you guys?
It's either Mallorca.
Yours was in Mallorca. 'Cause
Mallorca.
wasn't that in Marbella one year? Maybe I'm just.
I think it's either Marbella or Mallorca. I can't even remember,
One of
but
them.
yeah, one of the two.
Did they give you fans?
No.
No. Oh no.
They gave us like little gadgets and like clothes and
Stuff like
toiletries and stuff like that. But yeah, they didn't give us any like fans and stuff. But I'm sure if we request, this is the thing about I'll say the good things and I'll say the bad things. Like the food was great, like the hospitality was good. Like if you asked for a fan, they would have bought you a fan. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm saying like I'm too hot, I need a fan. They would have literally sent someone to get a fan for you.
Okay.
So
that
yeah,
makes
I'll
sense.
say that. But
What about haircuts? What did you guys do?
I didn't get a haircut in the villa. I did not get a haircut in the villa, and actually my barber effed me up right before going in there.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't look that bad to me.
I'll never get over that, you know. I'll never get over that.
You really
My
held that in
my
your
barber
chest.
shagged me right before I went in the villa. I swear that. Like, yeah.
Oh.
But I didn't get a haircut out there because I don't deal with Spanish barbers. But
Wait, did you just like, as in you just didn't want to go to get a haircut, but did they give you the opportunity to go get one if you wanted?
yeah, they gave me the opportunity to go get one. So you do your week before you go into the villa with like a chaperone. You're all on the island trying to avoid each other, but you're all with like a chaperone, and like you get to go gym, you can go eat, do whatever. But yeah, I had the opportunity to go get a haircut, but I was just like, nah, I'm alright. Because if I could do my research on the barber, then that's fine, but you don't have your phone.
Yeah, you're
So,
like, what if he
I'm
messes
not going
me
in
up?
blind, like, right before I go in the villa, and at that point you don't even know who you're going in to see, this, that and the other, nah.
That would have been a scary experience if you did do it.
Nah.
But what about your like brand deals and stuff? Like, not brand deals, but like, you know the way it's usually I saw it first that give the Islanders clothes. Was it I saw it first for you guys? For the boys as well? Or
We didn't. Our year was weird because they had I think it was I saw it first, or it was a girl brand. It was a girl brand. The boys got nothing. Like the boys got clothes, yeah, but I can't even remember who it was from.
really?
Yeah, only the girls got bare stuff.
heard
The
they
girls
get
got so
bags.
much stuff. Clothes, like accessories, like toiletries, all of that stuff. And the boys just got like, oh yeah, here's a little like carrier bag full of stuff that will do you. It was actually peak that year. Yeah, it was actually peak that year, sponsorship wise.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
But so you literally had your own suitcase to manage with for as long as you possibly could.
Yeah.
Oh no, that must have been wild. Because how many suitcases do you bring in? Like 1, 2 to last you 6 weeks potentially?
Yeah, 2.
And I assume there's like washing machines and stuff to like wash your clothes and all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the washing gets done for you, yeah.
Oh, that's grand. You're literally just cruising along,
Yeah.
and you just get your villa cleaned for you as well.
Yeah,
That's grand.
Yeah,
like,
so
it's
like-
holiday.
yeah, it's holiday. That's what I was treating it like. It was literally just holiday for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a business opportunity or like
Going
a chance
for
to
love.
change my life. But yeah, we'll go in there. Like, don't get it twisted. If I'd gone on there and seen a girl like a really... But you usually either don't meet the type of people you actually want to be with on Love Island, or you just meet people with like clashing agendas. You know, because it could be the girl of your dreams, but like you're both wanting to be stars and like you're both on different stuff. I don't really want to be in the limelight. You want to be in the... Do you know what I mean? So it's just like a combination of the two, which stops people like finding their true love on Love Island. I feel like, but it's still good. Like if you really feel like, if there's like one person out there that really feels like they're watching the show so that they could see a couple like flourish into like a couple that gets married, like you're watching it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
It might happen. Like
Yeah.
look at
Olivia
and
Atwood.
Alex Bowen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prime example. Like it can happen, but
Yeah. It's rare.
it's rare. Just don't watch it for that. You know.
Yeah. I
But,
get
yeah.
you. Any more questions, guys? No.
I got one. Would you say there's a lot of acting in Love Island? Say, for example, when you're going into the fire pit, is that like an acting bit?
So in one sense, it kind of is if you have to like repeat stuff.
Okay.
You know, like if you said something and you said it a certain way and like they ask you to repeat it, and that's kind of like acting. So in that sense, you are on camera. So there's always an element of acting if you're on camera kind of thing. But in that setting, but sorry, what was your question again? I got sidetracked.
Like, what was it then? Sorry.
Jesus. sorry.
I think it more means is it like a little bit real, or
Yeah.
to kind of script you.
So you put it this way, you don't get scripted, right? Nothing's scripted. Okay, so I'll just say two things. Nothing's scripted, but things need to make sense. They're shooting a show at the end of the day. So like, say for example, me and this person is beefing, and then like a day later, we're not like beefing so much anymore because I've had a conversation with someone or someone squashed it or whatever, but it doesn't make sense to viewers. They're thinking, wait, hold on a minute. They can't just like skip to that. So they might say, okay, cool, you and you go sit by the fire pit and talk about this. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So that part isn't like, they don't give you a script of what to say, but they need to fill gaps. And then I understand that, like, it's not weird for me. Like, if you think about it, it makes sense. They can't just like have a choppy show. It's like, they're cool, they're not cool. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's not scripted, but yeah, in that sense, it's kind of acting, because you didn't want to be there at the fire pit with that person at that specific moment wanting to talk about that. But yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys? No. Okay. So I'm gonna end it here. Thank you everyone for listening, and thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm about to say thank you, Lanray. Actually, last question: are you Nigerian? I've got so many questions in my Instas. Ask me about that.
Half Nigerian, half Sierra Leonean.
There we go, guys. For the
Yeah.
people that were asking, he's half Sierra Leonean and half Nigerian.
There you go.
Okay. But yeah, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for having
joining.
me.
We really appreciate it, and we will speak to you again soon. Bye, everyone.